Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 52-year-old Florida man and Proud Boys member, also January 6 convict, Christopher Worrell, was convicted of 7 out of 19 charges in a bench trial in May of this year. And the prosecutor is requesting one of the longest sentences for him so far, also one of the largest fines. They asked for 14 years in prison and up to $181,000 in fines. Well, Worrell was scheduled for a sentencing on last Friday, August 18th, and he wasn't in prison pending his sentencing. Worrell was originally detained, but he started complaining about medical issues, medical mistreatment in prison, more specifically, some of which was never substantiated. So, for example, Worrell had a broken finger, and he said the prison wasn't allowing him to have a surgery that he required. Well, Worrell's medical records and the doctor, the treating physician, tells a very different story. The attending physician noted in this file that Worrell's finger was splinted and it healed normally. There was no problem. But Worrell was complaining that he didn't like the way it looked. So he wanted surgery. He didn't need surgery. So this would have been an elective cosmetic procedure. And the doctor recommended against it because he said Worrell wasn't in any pain. He had no loss of function, and it would probably cause more problems than what it was worth. Worrell also claimed that he had such a severe case of COVID that he couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. But his medical records show he had a, quote, mild case and that he was largely asymptomatic. Now, the biggest issue, I should say, involved Worrell's cancer. Worrell has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he complained that he wasn't receiving his medication. Well, officials from the prison said, yeah, he wasn't receiving it, but they say that that was because Worrell was being treated by an alternative medical practitioner, and that practitioner hadn't provided them with any information about the medication he was receiving or the dosage. So they couldn't give it to him. And so in November of 2021, the judge agreed to release Worrell. He said, you can be out on bond, but you're going to remain under house arrest. Well, that appears to have been a huge mistake because Worrell has now gone missing. On Friday of last week, the Justice Department unsealed a bench warrant for his arrest, and it was apparently issued on Tuesday of last week, but the DOJ isn't saying how long he's been missing. He had been released in the custody of his girlfriend, so we don't know if she's going to face charges now, what she knows, if anything, but this is likely to add to his sentence. The prosecutor could amend their request. You know, like I said, they were already asking for 14 years. They could ask for more. The judge could take it upon himself to impose a longer sentence. And this is a judge who was burned early on by one of Trump's less than honest insurrectionists, I'll say. U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth is the one presiding over Worrell's case. And you guys might remember, I've mentioned this before, he became much tougher in his sentencing decisions because he had one of the very first sentences in these cases. And he allowed this defendant to be sentenced, or he gave her a sentence of just probation because she feigned remorse. And the very next night, she went on Fox News and she totally downplayed her involvement in the Capitol attack. So since then, he hasn't been as trusting and forgiving. So we will see what happens. Worrell is, I believe, the 7th person now to be on the run from these January 6 charges. This is the only one, though, that has been convicted and just was awaiting sentencing, and then he bailed. So these people are the ones who claimed, I would die for Trump. I would die for the cause. 1776. Yet they won't even go to prison. They're like, oh, I'll die, but I'm not going to prison. Anyway, all right, guys. When I hear more, I'll let you know. Don't know where this is going to end, but yeah, it's not looking good for him. And for someone who was so upset about not getting his cancer treatment in prison, now he's on the run as if he's going to be able to get his cancer treatment while he's on the run and not get caught. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I'll let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 50,000 by Friday for my birthday. Would so appreciate your help with that. If you can donate too, that is a huge help. Links are down below in the description box on YouTube and on the podcast. Love you all. Talk with you soon. Take care.